Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Recha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And I was watching the video that was done by the elder apostle Ramlab on there's a reason why it's called Jacob's Trouble, or it's called Jacob's Trouble for a reason. And he was making the point that when you look at like this whole, like the draconian measures that they're very quickly shifting into, especially dealing with deporting Jake, right? Or this whole, let me say, deportation ICE mission that they're on. Majority of the people they're targeting are Jake, right? Israelites. You're not really seeing foreign nationals that are not really like Latin America or Central South Americans in there as much, right? And now you're seeing that they have measures in place that are going to target more than just the Northern Kingdom, but also the Southern Kingdom as well. And as I was listening to it, the thought that came to mind was you have, individuals that in their mind, right? It's most people in their mind, they keep thinking that you're safe, right? Until you actually get targeted, until it hits home. And it's like that with all the things we've been really warning people about, right? From tensions in the Middle East and how that affects your life here. But people they can't trace those dots, right? They can't see how, why should I be worried about what's going on over there hundreds of miles away from me? Because they don't see how it eventually spirals back to them. And it isn't until say gas prices go through the roof, right? Or things that they like to buy become really expensive, or those things start happening, that they then pay attention, and now they realize, oh shoot, like this is a big deal. Now everybody's talking about it. See, so similarly, they think that because they're not feeling the immediate effects of something, that it doesn't apply to them, right? Or it doesn't affect them until it does. And so looking at things like Alligator Alcatraz, or looking at things like, just this ICE situation, and you'll go from watching videos about it to eventually people that you know, right, or even yourself being targeted. And at that point, right, going back to the title, you keep thinking you're safe until you're not. The thing here, the important aspect here is that for the elect, regardless of where they are or what situation they find themselves in, everybody's body has some form of a defense mechanism, right? A certain state that your body goes into when you are in a position of extreme difficulty, right? Some people just panic, some people shut down, and some people they can't think rationally, right? Because they're just overwhelmed by the circumstances of their situation. But the benefit for the elect is that we have the name of the Lord, right? We have the ability to call upon the Lord. We have one that we can rely upon, Lord willing, would be of that number, to deliver us in whatever situation we find ourselves in. All right, and we have faith that the Lord will preserve us and take care of us in these times to come. So though in the flesh or in the initial impact may seem scary or nerve-wracking or give you anxiety, you can fall back to the understanding that, hey, whatever situation that I'm in, I can always pray, right? And just trust, because, you might be put in a situation where you're literally forced to have full faith in Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Like, say, for example, an individual that you may be an Israelite, right? You may be, say, from the Caribbeans, right? Or maybe, I don't know, Haiti or somewhere of that line. Or you may not. Maybe you may be from Africa or somewhere. And you're here in this country, and they mistake you, right, for a Haitian, or they just end up not taking you to some other country, or even you were just born here. You don't have family in a foreign area. And they say, we're going to deport you to this country here, along with the group of others that say are Haitians, for example. You end up in a foreign country, you don't know anybody there, right? And you're not familiar, you've never been there, you don't know how the system works. Maybe your phone doesn't work if you even have it on you. So you're basically in an area by yourself, and maybe your friends and family don't know where you are or what happened to you. In a situation like that, people that are already there, they live there, so they know what's going on. So from their perspective, you're just, somebody that just popped up over here. And that's where you get those scenes, right? You see like you may watch a movie, somebody wakes up in a place they don't know, and then they run out into the street. They're in some third world country, and they're just like panicking, right? They're running to everybody, please, please, can I use your phone? I just need to make a phone call. I just need to make a phone. And they look like they're crazy, but it's just because of the situation that they're in. So in a case like that, you really have no other, like nowhere else to turn, because from the perspective of somebody that's already living there, you're a stranger. Why should they give you their phone? Why should they help you? What for what? You know? So you just have to trust in the Lord, pray to the Lord. Well, Lord, it was by your will that I ended up here. I don't know, how the place goes. It may be dangerous, maybe not. I don't know where to go, what to do, but I'm here for a reason, so guide me. And when you're in a position like that and you have no option, nowhere else to turn, nothing else but the Lord, it's much easier to pick up on the signs and the direction from the Lord. Because at that point, you're almost like a sitting duck. You're in a place you don't know, around people you don't know. So anything that happens that involves you or any interaction you have, it's easier to determine or pick out that this is the Lord doing this, right? Say some random person just comes up like, "Oh, you need help or something, like what's going on?" And they actually they were like the first person that stopped to listen and try to help you out. That's the Lord, right? And they're like, "All right, well, let's go over here because this is a dangerous area and whatnot." And if you end up going with them and they're a trustworthy person, once again, that's of the Lord. See, and the elect will have that, and those that are not of the elect won't. The Lord might have it to where you end up there, and maybe the purpose of that was to show a miracle where you go to sleep and you wake up and you wake up on a bench in New York somewhere, and you're like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Now you're back in the country again. So all of these things are within the control of the Heavenly Father, and that's why it's a very beneficial thing to have that relationship with the Lord, because it's almost like an invincibility cheat code, right? It doesn't matter where you are or what situation you find yourself in. You can always call upon one that is reliable, and you'll be good. But anyway, coming back to the title, right? I have a couple of precepts here, because that's a vain mindset, right? That's an ignorant mindset to have, thinking that you'll always be fine, even when things that will eventually affect you are on their way. Oh, there's a storm coming to your city, but because it's not hitting your window, you're fine. You're not going to evacuate because, you'll be all right. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. See? And just like in times past, Israel had this mindset up until they got judged. They came back again in this time with the same mindset, and they're going to get judged, right? So as it says here, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, because especially those that refuse to repent, which say, and that's that proud mindset, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. In the NLT, it reads that specific portion, all those who say nothing bad will happen to us. So you're committing iniquity. There's numerous examples in the scriptures of the Lord bringing judgment upon people who've done the things you're doing and worse. And yet you have the nerve to say, I'm going to be fine. Nothing is going to happen. And sometimes an individual might not say those same exact words, but they basically embody that sentiment when they continue to ignore the warnings, right? Because if there's a warning coming and you're not taking heed, then you must be immune to it, right? It must not apply to you, because that's how these people move. They move as though they don't live on the soils of America, the country that's about to turn upside down. Or they move as though they've already have their ticket to salvation. So when they don't necessarily have to verbalize, this saying here, but in their actions, you'll see it, right? They move as though we're going to be all good. Nothing bad is going to happen. Well, judgment is what's on its way. And that's why I titled it, you keep thinking you're safe till you're not. And when you're not, it's going to be too late. Once again, like that individual that refuses to evacuate until now, you're literally in the midst of the freaking storm. Now you're trying to find a way out. Why do you think they told you to evacuate before the storm got there? If it was as easy to evacuate in the middle of a storm, they wouldn't be stressing so much on telling you to leave before it hits your area. This is Isaiah chapter 5, verse 18. Woe unto them that draw iniquity with cords of vanity, and sin as it were a cart rope, right? NLT, what sorrow for those who drag their sins behind them with ropes made of lies, who drag wickedness behind them like a cart. And everywhere they go, they take it with them. Verse 19, that say, let him make speed and hasten his work. And this is their mocking tone of the judgments of the Lord. So basically, let the Lord speed it up. Whatever it is that that you saying he's going to do, let him do it. That say, let him make speed and hasten his work, that we may see it. And let the counsel of the Holy One of Israel draw nigh and come, that we may know it. See? And that's that proud spirit. Oh yeah, it's a matter of fact, it's taking too long. What's the holdup? Judgment this, judgment that. Okay, so he can go ahead and bring it. And they don't know what they're asking for. That comes from a false sense of security that the Lord is going to break very soon. As the scriptures say, right, in the latter days he shall consider it perfectly. But that consideration is not going to be enough to deliver you. This is Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 12. They have belied the Lord and said, it is not he, neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine. And the prophets shall become as wind, and the word is not in them. Thus shall it be done unto them. See? So, and once again, by you living a sinful life, walking up and down in sin and in pride, and having warnings being dished out to you constantly, but you're continuing to live the lifestyle of, I don't really care right now because I'm good. You're thinking that there's no evil that's going to come upon you, right? That, as it says, neither shall we see sword nor famine. And yet the Lord has said that he's going to bring sword, famine, and destruction for your wickedness. But the Lord also said, right, as it's written in 2 Ezra 16, that for all this, they shall not turn from their wicked way, right? Scourges are sent as amendment or for amendments, right? But for all this, they shall not turn from their wicked ways. So we already know, and that's why we're not here looking for everybody. We know not everybody's going to get it. Some who have ears to hear will hear it. And those who don't, well, they're going to feel it. I have one more. This is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 15. It says, behold, they say unto me, where is the word of the Lord? Let it come now. And that's the tricky part about all this, right? Which is that the prophecies of the Lord are set on his time. Now, when he sends the prophets out to warn you, that can be a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, a century, 2 centuries before that event comes to pass. Or it could be a week or two, or it could be right then and there, right? And so oftentimes, though, it's maybe a decade or two, or like it's some ways away. And the Lord does that so that the word can go out, right? So there's more than enough time for you to have heard the warning. You can't say I didn't hear it, there wasn't enough time. There's more than enough time for you to have heard the warning and done something about it. And so, but rather than them seeing it as such, majority of people would rather say, as it says, right, where is the word of the Lord? Let it come now. Like, you've been saying this for how many years now? Well, where is it? Right? Let us see it. And that's like provoking the Lord, right? That's tempting the Lord. And the Lord is going to bring judgment for that. And when you do see it, it's going to be too late to say, I'm sorry, or I didn't, this is not what I was looking for, or I want to, go back. And it's not going to be the case. So the Jacob's trouble that we've been speaking so much about is going to be something that soon everybody's going to be experiencing, and everybody's going to be, see, the thing is, majority of people are going to start speaking the language of prophecy, but when it goes from prophecy to reality, right? When it becomes current events, and it's affecting them, like they're the main target. It's not that it's hitting the ballpark or it's hitting your area. It's hitting you. It's hitting your loved ones. It's hitting your house, your pockets, your stomach. That's the only thing everybody's going to be talking about at that point. But just as the prophets or the believers have always been ahead, the Lord showed us the evil to come. We looked well into that going, and we hid ourselves, right, in the name of the Lord. So when the evil comes, once again, being ahead, the Lord is going to have that hedge of protection for those that looked into their going and hid themselves ahead of time. You're not going to wait till wintertime to now go out and now you're looking for food. That's the whole concept of if you look at ants or even animals, the whole concept of gathering in the good seasons is so that when the harsh seasons come, they don't have to go out there and try to do that. Because one, you're not going to really find anything, and two, it's dangerous. But anyway, that's pretty much it that I wanted to mention on that. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.